All right. Good morning, everyone. This morning I want to demonstrate how to toast sesame seeds. It's certainly something that I love to have around, and they're much better if you toast them at home. So here I got my pan. Here I got my seeds, and some people will not wash them, not rinse them first. I like to because they're dusty, they're dirty. You don't know what's in them. Yeah, there could be all kinds of stuff. And I don't wash them with tap water. I use filtered water. Here, my big Berkey filter. And use a bowl so that I'm not wasting water. Just if your seeds are in a fine mesh strainer, you can just submerge them in some water, switch them around a little bit. And this just makes it simple and easy to wash your seeds. Strain them, obviously. And I'm going to turn my pan on. Preheat it. Now, there's a lot of seeds, but you know what? I don't want to toast seeds all the time, so toast a big bunch at once and I'll store them. They'll be good for a while. I can put them on just about anything. They'll be good. All right. When I start, I like a higher flame. Dry off the seeds. You're going to want to stir them constantly. The sesame seeds are great. They have a lot of calcium. You can make condiments with them, gamasio, or you can just toast them, sprinkle them on rice or noodles or veggies. You can cook them into dishes or just use them as a garnish at the end. They're so versatile. You can put them in a little hand grinder and grind them. You can hear it sizzling. Just drain off the liquid. My website is up, themacrobioticdiet.com. Everyone should check it out. It's still in its early infancy, and I know it needs a lot of work and doesn't look great, but if you want to do any of your Amazon shopping through there, I would love it. Greatly appreciate it. Just start at my website and then just shop at Amazon normally. I'm not exactly sure of the details, but I get credit if you go to Amazon through my website. For 24 hours, you can still buy stuff, and I'll receive some benefit from that. So I turn the flame down because sesame seeds, like all seeds and nuts, are fatty. And that fat, when it's burned, becomes carcinogenic. And I'm just going to harp on this again and again because there's far too many cases of people getting cancer in the macrobiotic community, in the whole foods, plant-based diet community, vegans, what have you. It doesn't matter because people are not paying attention and they burn seeds, they burn nuts, they burn their oil, they fry way too much. All this fat that burns, it collects in us and becomes it is carcinogenic. What happens is cancer takes many years to grow. It can even grow for decades and we won't even know it. We all have little baby tumors inside our cells that are growing for years, and it just depends on what we're doing. If we're like, burn seeds, burn nuts, burn oil, but I eat healthy otherwise, I'm fine. those tumors are just going to keep growing. And when you're 50, 60, 70, finally you'll be like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? And you'll have cancer, full-blown cancer by then. Look, it starts way before that, decades before that. It starts right here. Don't burn your seeds. If you don't want cancer at age 60, 70, 80, whatever, don't burn your seeds, guys. Don't burn your nuts. Don't burn your oil. In fact, don't fry. That's my advice. Don't fry. And with roasted seeds and nuts, make sure your flame is low. If you see it smoking, look, if you're smoking cigarettes, you're going to get cancer. If your seeds are smoking, they're going to get cancer. If your nuts are smoking, they're also going to get cancer. If your fried food is smoking, it's also going to get cancer. It's the smoke, it's the burn fat, the burnt oils. Very important because it's so cumulative. Every choice you make is either shrinking those tumors or growing those tumors. And I want my tumors to shrink because we all have them. Don't kid yourself. Everyone has baby cancer tumors in them. You're either growing them or shrinking them. So this is what I like to do to give it some air. Cools off the seeds, off gases them, so all the moisture comes off. And if you want to rush the process, just don't bother. Buy pre-toasted seeds. There's no rush in this. It takes as long as it takes. You do it on a low flame. Be patient. Consider it a meditation. If you need to chant Om or whatever, do it. I don't care. Just do it right, or don't bother. This is a cuisine art pan. Excellent. Very solid metal design. Thick metal. It disperses the heat evenly. I love this pan. I use it all the time. And this is a little bit of a product review. I might list this on my site so you can buy it. And with sesame seeds, they're going to start to get a little bit darker in color, and you might hear them pop. Mine aren't popping crazy because I have the low flame, and that's what I want to show you guys. Really important. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody sitting there casually, and their seeds are like on fire. They're just like whatever. Smoke billowing out, and they're just like, man, who cares? Well, it's no wonder why people are getting cancer. I'm just saying, we can't hide these things. People are dying of cancer because they're just not paying attention. It's not comfortable. Nobody wants to talk about it. But stop. It ruins the image of macrobiotics, the natural health food community. We're doing ourselves such a disservice by allowing these things to happen. We're supposed to be, the curing diet, the diet that's curing, and it is. But, when people get careless and lazy, they just, forget about the important details that matter. Don't let your nuts and seeds burn. If they're smoking, they're burning. That's the sign of burning. Don't let them, smoking is not a normal thing. For any kind of cooking. You don't want, unless you're trying to smoke your, meats, in which case, smoking meats, I don't recommend that anyway. It's like very, that's carcinogenic too, because all the fat and smoke. So, smoking, any way you look at it, really, smoking is for incense. You can, toast spices because they don't really have fat content, and that's pretty good. That's delicious. But smoking anything otherwise, it's not really healthy because they're carcinogens. If you're tired of me talking about burnt oil and smoked everything, smoking this, smoking that, well, I'm tired of people in the health food community dying of cancer. So, all right. I just tasted these. The color looks good. I'm just going for lightly roasted here. They're crunchy. They pop in my mouth. And I got my clean big board here. I'm just going to carefully spread them out. And this is the cooling part. My spoon, I'm just going to spread them out real thin so that they cool off. That's pretty much it. Once they're cool, I'm going to put them in a container with a lid. I need them to be cool first, otherwise all the heat will condense into moisture. They're still off-gassing. They're still, very slightly getting rid of moisture through heat. And this is why I'm doing this. The board is dry. It's big. Wood is good because it's not going to condense any of the moisture. So there you have it. Roasted seeds that are not burnt. There was no smoking. The flame was low. It was very controlled. If you're not going to bother doing that, I don't recommend you eat seeds or nuts. Guys, check out my website, themacrobioticdiet.com. Like, subscribe, share to these videos. All right, thanks a lot.